We back? Are we back? We back? Are we back? It's still gonna be lagging a little bit, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Hey, oh yeah. Oh yeah, almost forgot. The music. Music. Alright. I'll just work on my stuff for now. I'm not gonna get anything done today. Nope, I'm gonna get something done at least. Lag. Don't lag. Please don't lag. Laggy lag. Please don't do that. Where's on top? Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. Nothing. Nothing happened. Everything's hunky dory. Everything is okay. Rough. Remember, rough, not clean, rough. Because you're gonna draw with that anyways. So why waste your time on that? Right? Right. A bit too close to. What's that? It's a bit noisy in the background, is it? Well, let's look at it. Hold on. What happened? Yes, we're doing this. What? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, snail! Nope, no popcorn here. Even though, if I just put a popcorn out here, it's gonna pop sometime later because it's freaking hot today. Global warming, am I right? It was winter just a few days ago, and then it just turns into a freaking microwave in here. It's hot. It's very hot. I'm not even wearing my hoodie anymore, because it's hot. And that will be today's weather report. It's freaking hot. The world is burning. Figuratively and literally. No, I don't have popcorn. In fact, it's become difficult to even buy food here, cause apparently everybody's rushing out to supermarkets and just grab all the food they can. It's another wave of panic again, apparently, because the government just love fear-mongering people, and they said there's gonna be a curfew. Unofficially, but you know, unofficial things are taken literally. Usually, that's the case. You're right. You're right. California is gonna be much hotter than this. Well, by the way, how are you, Snail? How's your evening? Evening. How's your day? Toilet paper. When COVID just happened, like 2 years ago, there's a small wave of toilet paper. Like every people buying toilet papers. It's just a common thing, but it's not as a big deal as it was in the US, I think. Sorry. Oh, that's nice. You have some free time. Watch some TV show, I guess, or just Play some games? I don't know how to play games. Or just sit on the sofa and just relax yourself. Oh, TA. That's really nice. The TA in my school sometimes are in charge of grading assignments too. So they have quite a lot of power here. But I don't know about your position, but yeah, that sounds nice. Oh yeah. Yeah, I've heard of it. That was just a bit much. Way too much for toilet paper. Nah. I'll just take this. It just depends on teacher, I think. Some teachers just how do I phrase this? Some teachers treat their TAs like slaves, but some treat them quite nicely and give them quite a lot of power. So it really depends on the professor that you're in charge on assisting, I guess. So are you like a general TA, like just on that major or subject, or are you like a personal assistant of a certain professor, that kind of TA? Oh, yeah, general type, okay. That sounds nice. Well, My animation. I was... What did I do this few days? I actually forgot. I mean, this is the second RUF that I'm doing. What did I do? I draw cameos. Oh, I took a day to put the storyboard into an animatic to send it off to my assistants. That took a day, and then 1 day for cameo. And then what else? That's 2 days. 1, 2, 3. What else? I guess the editing. Hold on, the editing took 1 day, and then 1 day cameo. Oh, and yesterday I was working on this too, but I expect to finish this yesterday, but turns out it took a little more time, more time for me to deal with this, because there's a character turnaround, and it's kinda complicated. It's a little complicated. It's not difficult, it's just complicated. So it just took a little bit longer to deal with. But I guess I'll finish this today and move on to another one. So that's good. What else? My animation. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Why do I always crack? I don't know. Anyways, but for my classmates, I'm gonna talk like Mickey Mouse. For my classmates, some are doing fine. There's a few breakdowns these few days. Cause the professor's getting anxious and was making up some possible excuses that we're gonna make. Not excuse. They assume things, which is not too accurate and possibly a bit insulting. So that causes a little bit of breakdown in amongst my classmates. Oops. Oh, when I animate, not much. Oh, hold on. I left my animation survival kit back at school. Anyways, usually when I animate, I don't really look up to references, cause it's just a feeling thing, I guess. Even though I should sometimes, maybe, I don't know. But when I'm like drawing, there's a thing called key pose, which is like poses that build a foundation of that shot or scene, so you can just do the in-betweens much easily. So oh shoot, I always bump on that too. Anyways, I use quite a lot of references when I do like cleanups and key poses, but not for in-betweening, which is what I'm doing now. The RUFs, I mean. Yeah. because I like what I used to say in betweening is just shutting off your brain and just do what's in between, so to speak. So it doesn't really use much of a brain power for this. But when you're building a foundation for this step, you gotta use quite a lot of references to make it easier for yourself. Huh. That's quite a difficult question. Let's see. Well, first of all, I'll just put it out here. I'm not too in touch with the culture in Hong Kong, actually. And I was often teased by my classmates for not knowing cultural references that they're talking about. So I'm not the best person to judge the culture in Hong Kong. So yeah, just put it out there. But from my perspective, well, first thing, usually people who come from foreign countries, they usually say that Hong Kong is quite a friendly city, like the people are quite nice. But from my perspective, it's just like I feel like people are just being nice for the sake of it. Like, there's usually a hidden agenda behind that, like for connection or something, because you know Hong Kong is a business city, so that happens. But whenever they say Hong Kong people are nice, I would just think that they're just pretending. And usually there's quite a lot of talking behind people's back in Hong Kong. Like there's a lot of judging, let's say. There's a lot of judging in Hong Kong. Sometimes even though people didn't say it right in front of you, at the back when they're talking to other people, they'll just start discussing what they feel about certain person. What else? Hong Kong is dirty, let's say. But the people here are hardworking. Mostly hardworking. Especially for people who are not that wealthy. Like, the first thing that comes to mind is like what are those called? The cleaners on the street. They're quite hardworking. But even though, like, rich people, I think they work pretty hard. But that doesn't mean that the quality of work is good. It's just that they work hard on something, which means that those things can be beneficial thing, like for society, or just selfish acts to build up some kind of connection, backup roads, or not even backups, more roads for them to be successful. Am I explaining it clear enough? I don't know. What else? But oh, people here are close if you live next to each other. So like neighbors, they usually have, like, they're usually quite nice to each other. Like even when I'm small, when I was a weensy baby, they take care of me. When my parents are like going off to work, and that's one nice thing about Hong Kong people, which are quite close. Like they can be nice, and when they're nice, they're really nice. Yeah, that's pretty much about it. Like, if you need me to use just a few words to describe people in Hong Kong, I'll just say, what's that word? Let me think about that. Materialistic, judgmental, but in small cases, not small cases, in some cases when they're nice, they could be really nice. The communal, the concept of a community is very strong here, let's say. Yeah, community is quite probably is the keyword here. Community. That's why when I say they're just pretending to be nice in front of foreign people, and usually from my perspective, people don't really like citizens here don't really like outsiders, let's say. They'll act really nicely, but fundamentally I feel like they have a bias against them. Like, they always feel like, from what I observe from my classmates, they seem to always think that foreign, like, professors who are not Hong Kong people, they think they don't know the culture in Hong Kong, and that they just there's a invisible barrier that keeps them from integrating. Oh yeah, and there's a really memorable, it's not memorable, there's quite iconic statements that I always heard. It's like, no matter it's for like towards mainland people, because there's mainland China and then Hong Kong, there's quite a cultural difference here, and people always there's a big discussion about that. I'm not gonna get into it. Yeah, for people who are not born in Hong Kong, they usually Hong Kong citizens usually like demands them to learn the culture of Hong Kong. Like, if you're here, you should speak our language, like that. Which I think is not that nice and probably quite racist. But the standard for what is racist is quite blurry in Hong Kong. I'll just say they're quite stereotypical more than like actually racist. And there's phrases that people still use, but they just treat it as a normal phrase in Hong Kong. Like for foreigners, there's still a term which by direct translation it just means like ghost people, which primarily refers to like white people, because they're white as ghosts, so they call them ghost people. Like from direct translation, it's just a term which yeah. Let's see. Latin, South American, oh yeah, I've heard of that, yeah. But isn't that... No, I've heard of that in movies. Like, but I thought that's an old term in the US, and they don't use that anymore. Like the N word and this word is probably the extreme opposite sides, I guess. But no, there's no such term in Hong Kong. Oh yeah, a name for stereotypical white American. Yeah, that's the term that I was talking about, like ghost people. But people just treat those terms as like normal. Like the meaning behind it just get lost and people just keep saying that. And even foreign people just call themselves that because nobody explained to them, I guess. Or they just treat it as, alright, that's the name I get. Because I'm white, you get to call me a ghost. I don't know. It just doesn't sit right for me, like these words. And what else? There's second that there's a thought that comes into my mind, but I can't think of it. Hold on. What else? I was thinking something. Yeah. Yeah, the N word, I know. But like, I thought the N word and this G word is like the extreme opposite. Like black people call white people G words and then it's still offensive? Is it? I guess in terms of cultural stuff, it's not that offensive because they're usually the one being oppressed. Anyways, what was I thinking about? I was thinking about something else. And it was related. I forgot what I was saying. Yeah. Yeah, blah. Oh, I really hate that feeling when I had a thought and I haven't say it outright and then I just forgot about it. God, what was I thinking? I was gonna say something that I forgot. What is it? Oh, I'm getting close, I can't. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. That's something like, yeah, good to know about that. Not necessarily good to know about that, at least I know about that now. Yeah, what was I thinking? Gosh, what was I thinking? Oh gosh, I hate this. I hate this feeling. What was I talking about? Pull a blank? Oh, keep talking about something else. Oh, right. What else? That's literally the last thing I'm gonna talk about, like Hong Kong stuff. Speak of which, what do you do in my free time? Nowadays I don't really have free time for anything. But in times that I'm not working on this, it's usually like dinner time or usually, yeah, dinner time or lunchtime. Lunchtime I usually just eat things and not watch anything else, because I feel like it's gonna hurt my eyes if I keep doing that. Because just looking at my phone for a while, just sometimes it feels like it's burning. It feels like my eyes are burning after looking at my phone for a while, so I just keep my distance with phone. And I can live without phones, because I've tried once in secondary school, like high school, where I just, at that time, the idea was that I'll try not touching my phone, like not, like just turning it off and not using it at all, to focus on studying at that time, and it works. I think I successfully not touched the phone for a few weeks, like almost a month. So I'm not dependent on phones. But free time, yeah, free time, back to free time. Dinner time is probably what you mean by free time. Like dinner, and then the hours after that, it's all free time, just relaxing and then go sleep. So at that time I usually just watch YouTube. Like I have a very abundant amount of content lined up in my subscription box. So yeah. And now I even canceled my Netflix subscription because I don't want any more distractions, even though I really want to watch Cuphead. But I control myself not to watch it for now until I got this project done. Yeah, but I still watch YouTube, like gameplay, usually gameplay and animations, I think, like storytime animation. Oh yeah, the scale 1 to 10. How proud. Well, I'm not much of a patriotic person. And how do I say this without getting myself in trouble? Let's say I am this kind of person. I am this kind of person. 3, 2, 1. This word's gonna go away. Yeah, and so. How proud. Well, my sense of belonging is not really that strong since I was small, so probably, well, like I haven't experienced like leaving Hong Kong for a long time, so that might not apply to how strong my actual feelings to being a Hong Kong citizen is. But for now, I'll just say 4. From 1 to 10, 4. 1 being the least, and 10 being the most proud. 4, I guess. And like back to the me not knowing cultural reference stuff. Oh yeah, I remember what I wanted to once say. Oh, thank God. I'll just say it right here. Hong Kong people follow up to trends very slowly. Like if you use the internet as a standard, whenever trends pop up on the internet, it took like on average half a year for Hong Kong people to catch up to that, if that is like a prolonged trend. So like the word meme, like M-E-M-E, meme, those funny picture or video thing, when I was just admitted to university, like 4 years ago, when I said meme, nobody knows what I'm talking about. They don't know what is meme. And I was so lost because I basically live on the internet. Not really. I used to live on the internet because I don't have friends or anything. Anyways, yeah, they catch up the trends so slowly, and just I think until 2 years ago, I start to hear people say the word meme around me, like my classmates. So it took at least on average half a year for people to catch up on trends. And that's why I usually cannot. My wavelength usually doesn't match with my classmates. Because I would keep mentioning like culture, pop culture, internet pop culture reference, or game reference, or cartoon reference, which less and less people know what I'm talking about. But on the other hand, when they talk about Hong Kong stuff, Hong Kong cultural stuff, since I don't really watch TV anymore, like since a long time ago, because I again live on the internet. I don't know what they're talking about. Like pop stars in Hong Kong, I don't know who they are. I just got educated this year, or in the past year, yeah, on what those people are, and I'm still confused. Even though I can recognize some faces, but I still don't get the hype of it. Would you say that there's an abundance of opportunity in Hong Kong? Depends on what kind of opportunity that you're talking about. Like, if just my field, in terms of animation, not much opportunity. There's a few studios, but it's not like they always hire people. Usually, if you do animation and want to stay in Hong Kong, you're usually just doing advertisement stuff, which I really don't like doing advertisement. I feel like sell out if you start doing advertisements. Like, yeah. If you say business, like if you're in the business industry, probably a lot of opportunity, because Hong Kong is a business city. And if you're a doctor, now that depends, because there's like I have some doctor friends, not doctor friends. I have some friends who studied in medical field, and from what they say, it's like the policy for mainlanders to work in Hong Kong, like for doctors and nurse, is much lower. The standards are much lower than that for Hong Kong people. So in terms of policy, it's clearly that it's very easy to lose your job over mainlanders if you're a doctor. Gosh, all these questions is like I'm in an interview. You think children should be taught the value of hard work? Well, that's an interesting question. If you don't compare with other values, yes, hard work is important, but compared to other values, like perhaps like in my perspective, a value of doing what you actually like and breaking the boundaries, those kind of values, I think is more important than just hard work. And probably like the values of taking care of yourself first before the other, before like taking care of others, because I think in Hong Kong the value of serving people is much valued in Hong Kong. Does that make sense? Probably. It's okay. No, it's okay, it's okay. I'm just joking. I appreciate the questions though. Keeps my brain turning, keeps my gear going. Did I answer the question? Hard work. Yeah, hard work. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and probably my own, like from my own from my own experience, because my dad always used to always say, finish all your work before you go to relax or like play. This value taught by my dad, well, it is an individual thing, because I don't think other parents are taught like that, but teach their kids like that. But my dad always say that, so it just makes me feel like I should be working before I get any rest. So that builds up the workaholic thing. But that makes sense because he's a workaholic. Like a funny story, I don't know if I've talked about it before, is that now, COVID times, his boss tell him and his colleagues to not go back to office, especially when the bosses are not are in the office. So you can't go back to the office when the boss is here. That's basically it. But my dad is a workaholic. Clearly, not diagnosed, but clearly he's a workaholic. And he just loves to go back to the office. And like, he would look into the timetable of when his boss gonna be working in the office, and so when they're not here, he just sneak back into the building and office back into the office and work. Sometimes even like in the evening, I need to stop saying that, evening. Even dinner time, so he just went out and eat in the office and work until probably 12 midnight. Yeah. Constitutional Democratic Republic. That's some difficult words. Constitutional Democratic Republic. I'm gonna skip this question until Ivan finishes his exam. Then probably I'll ask him about that question. I'll come back to that. Because that's some difficult words for me. Who don't look into politics a lot of times. I'll come back to that later. I can answer like cultural stuff, but like political stuff, probably I'm not the right person to ask. If you say political stuff, you probably should ask Ivan, because he probably know much more about that than I do. I can even talk about Japanese culture since I have taken a course on that. But again, that's not my place to talk about that, because I'm not a Japanese, and it feels like judging to say anything about people's culture, so yeah. Do you think success in Hong Kong is determined by forces outside of control? I think for that, it doesn't just apply to a certain region or country. I think in general, like what I believe is that if you go for your, like if you really determined let me say it again, sorry. If you have enough determination to do certain thing, you're gonna achieve it someday, no matter where you're from. So again, the word success have different meanings to different people too. So my success is just like my definition of success is being able to do what you want. Yeah, that doesn't just apply to Hong Kong. I think it applies to any people from any places. So, but of course, like outside forces also need to be taken into account. But if you're like determined enough and probably with a little bit of smartness, intelligent, not really intelligent, but if you do things, if you know how to work around things, I think you're gonna find success no matter what. Like be daring and just sometimes break some rules to get what you want. You'll find success with that. You can only use Ivan as a resource if he says a joke first. Yeah, determination is a big thing for me, I think. Probably influenced by Undertale. But yeah, I'm a really persistent person. That's it. I usually, not always, but not really often, I usually try to find, how do I say? I always step over the line to get what I want, let's say, but not like not really like a selfish thing, I don't think so, but like if it's like something that I want to do that's outside forces that doesn't make much sense in the first place, doesn't allow me to do that, I'll just find gray areas to step on and work around that. Like this project, I know this film's gonna be long, and I want to be like, no, I don't know whether this film's gonna be long in the first place, but either way, at first, I already have the idea to have assistance on this project, and because usually assistants are not permitted even for like thesis project in my school, because they expect you to do everything yourself. But anyways, I digress from that. I have the idea to have assistance in the first place, and I keep asking the program head about it, and for the longest time he doesn't have an accurate answer for me. Not accurate, he can't say yes or no for sure to me until he actually discusses it with the panels when the project officially starts. And luckily, or even because of my persistence, they allow me to have assistance with a little more like additional management stuff to take care of, like jotting down, keeping a record of my assistants' work and what they've done. But yeah, that's not much thing to do anyways, and I get what I want, so that's all fine. Anyways, what did you ask? Oh yeah, if I grew up in another country, I used to always think about that. Like I always wish to be not born in Hong Kong. See, I'm not patriotic since I was a kid, but I was quite rebellious, let's say. I don't fit with communities. Anyways, what country though? I don't know. There's a couple countries that came into mind before, like when I was small, not now, because there's another reason why I didn't think about that now, but I'm gonna tell it later. Hope I remember that. What countries? I had thought about Paris when I was really small, because obviously to a kid, Paris is like, wow, beautiful city, I want to grow up in that place. Let's see. What places I had thought about? UK, US, but yeah, I think if I really have to choose a country, I would choose Canada. Because Canada seems to be one of the most stable countries, from what I've heard. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I used to think about Denmark because of their citizenship policies, like free healthcare and free education and stuff. Anyways, but now go back to that question. I don't think about that because I know that if well, also answering your question, yeah, I know that if I grow up in another country, my life would be totally different. The same as if I study in not a famous school. I used to really blame my parents for that. Wait, well, I still blame them for that, but I won't get salty over it now, because I know because of my upbringing, is it? Upbringing. Because of what I've been through, it built up to what my it built up to how I think now and what I choose. Does that make sense? Like, I've learned to, like, over the years I've learned to accept reality, and like even the classic question, if you could reverse time, what would you do? And I'll just say I'll do nothing, because I know that butterfly effect, if I change anything, a lot of things gonna get changed, and I won't be the same person even with a little change. Like, even if I, like, very simply in high school, even if I'm not assigned to the trash class. It's not really the trash class, like the delinquent class. No, how do I say? What's the name for that? Like the class with the lowest score, let's say. If I'm not in that class, and instead in other classes where I can actually study science, because I was good at science, especially physics. I think I've talked about it before. I won't be doing arts. I think I will be studying some kind of science stuff, and probably theoretical physics. I don't know. So it's just one thing on top of another thing that builds upon to the person that I am now. So I've pretty much accepted that, and I know that if I'm a game character, this is what my script is written, so there's no point changing it. Yeah, a lot of things. Remedial. What's that word? Let me just search for that word. Hello, Ivan. Have you finished your exam? No? Then why are you out here? Camera. What? What?
Paper 2 later.
How long later?
15 minutes later.
Okay, then take rest. Take your rest.
I'm tired.
I have a question to ask you, but I'm gonna ask you after your exam.
Okay. We.
Provided or intended for children with learning difficulties. It's not really learning difficulties. What are you doing? Disgusting.
Also kind of loud.
Yes, I'm kind of loud. Okay, sorry.
You were.
Sorry.
What were you saying?
Not really remedial. Remedial? Yeah, not really remedial class, but do you know the movie Freedom Writers? I think it's like a classic movie. Like, I got introduced to this movie from another class that I had. Like, I relate a lot to that movie just because the setting of that movie is basically a teacher trying to teach a bunch of kids who don't want to learn or like have no intention at all for education, and just make them interested in that. Yeah, let's say. Okay. Yeah, let's say I was in a remedial class. That kind of makes sense from the definition. Yeah. Yeah, back to like Freedom Writers. There's a movie called Freedom Writers. I don't know if you heard about it. That movie deals with like education and racism and that kind of stuff. It's like based on a true story, I think. Yeah. Anyways, I was kind of in that class. The classmates around me, or like most of them, doesn't have the motivation to learn. While I'm yeah, let's say I have the motivation, but I don't have the ability to get good at certain subjects. Yeah, I have learning difficulties. Anyway, what was I saying? Hold on. What was I saying? Oh yeah. That discussion's over. Yeah. Even if I'm not in that class, my whole life will be different. So yeah. And back to the determination thing. Besides Undertale, I think Markiplier was my idol for a reason, like the person that I look up to, role model for a reason, because there's quite a famous quote, or rather a famous story from him. It's not originally from him, but he always talked about that, like the starfish story. Well, I'm not gonna tell you what the story is because it might be too long, and I might not be able to articulate all of that. But basically, the concept is, if you set out to do something, you should do it, even though the journey takes a long time and what you do doesn't seem significant, because bit by bit, you're at least helping or paying effort to the cause that you set out to do. And if you set up your mind to do something, you should keep doing it. And that the saddest thing to do is just not able to, like, the saddest thing for a person is just to not able to do what they want to do in life. And that really inspired me, I think. Yeah, anyways. What am I looking forward to this summer? What do you mean this summer? I'm not going to US this summer, but next summer. So you sure you're talking about this summer? Cause if you mean this summer, if the traveling sassy program thing could be done, then of course I'll be traveling. I'll be joining and then traveling. If not, there's not much expectation to be made in the first place, is it? I'll just be stuck in Hong Kong. Well, but if I got to travel to the US, no matter, it's like for the sassy program. Oh, next year, okay. Well, it's the same. Yeah. When I got to travel there, my expectation. First of all, hope I don't see any guns. Right in front of me, I said. Yeah. USC summer program, yeah. Next year. Yeah, first of all, no guns. No gang fights. Well, I can't help to think about those things, even though it's probably not that probable to happen. Anyways. It's probably pretty safe, I think. Oh, right. Of course. Yeah. But on the good side, beaches. I don't know any beaches there. I know there's beaches, but I don't know where they are, so you probably need to recommend some to me later on. Well, the image that comes to mind is a very hot summer, like California. Well, it's summer. It's gonna be scorching hot. So. But hope I have fun there. I expect to try a lot of things. Food, probably. Hope I don't get diarrhea from tacos, I guess. Is there non-spicy tacos though? I think there is, but yeah, I don't like spicy stuff, but I really want to try tacos and burritos and stuff. Let's see, schools. I hope I will have a fun time in USC. I hope I got to know more people there. Opportunities though. I do hope to go to some studios, as what Paul recommended me to go. He just said go to some studios in Hollywood, but it didn't specify any studios. let's see. Yeah, studios. I hope to make some connections for me so I can. It's probably difficult to ask them to give them a work visa right away after the summer. So I gotta come back to Hong Kong sometime and then go back again. But I really hope I got to land a jobs that I like there. Yeah, I really hope I can get hired by some studio. Netflix or Cartoon Network. That probably is a bit too far apart. But it's next summer, so next year I could probably work on my craft and get good at things. Anyways. Okay. Taco Bell save from Snail. But I expect some kind of stomach discomfort because probably the food that I eat in US are mostly food that I have never eaten before, so my stomach's gonna get upset for some time. So I fully expected that. But that's fine, because that's part of the experience. And if I'm lucky, maybe I'll see somebody that I know, like probably a YouTuber. I don't expect Mark to be out in the wild, but probably other YouTuber. Maybe Red and Link? I don't know. Jaden? Ross? Aaron? I don't know. That's just wishful thinking on my part. So you can just ignore me on that. Things are not gonna go so smoothly anyway, so I'm not gonna get too much of an expectation for that. Just some simple conceptual framework is fine. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've learned to like accept, not accept, but have the bravery to try out new things, because I used to be very used to be a boring person. No, but I used to just eat things that I know, or try things I already know, and seldom just try things. And just recent years that I just set off to myself. No. I say to myself to try out things, which results into me first time trying roller coasters, like riding roller coasters for the first time, I think it's months ago already. Like in Disneyland in Hong Kong. My friend just like I go with my friends to Disneyland since a long time because I haven't been to Disneyland maybe for like 10 years already since that time, but not that time, but before that. And they keep asking me to try the roller coasters, which I usually don't like to try because I'm afraid of that. Which I am right. I was right. I should not have tried that because that's a bad decision. And I went for roller coasters for twice. Like different roller coasters. And they say the first time. Oh, the first one is like Space Mountain. I think they have that in the US too. I don't know how big was that. Yeah, that's like a theme park roller coaster because it's it's Disneyland, and yeah, it's not a good thing to experience. I hate that. I don't like that. Both. Like, well, the first one is Space Mountain, where it's like all dark and just lights flashing by, but it's really fast. I feel like my head's got swing, like got detached. And the second one is like, what's that called? It's like a bear themed, deserty bear themed roller coaster, and that was outdoor. And that was another kind of no good. I'll never try roller coaster anymore, or any kinds of like that kind of thing. What's that called? There's a term for those kind of attractions. Hold on. Mechanical games, amusement rides, yeah, those kind of things, like roller coasters, pirate ship, drop towers. I will not try those things anymore. Yeah. Water slides? Do you mean like riding a cart through a wet environment where like water got splashed onto your face? Or literally like water slides where you sit on a big slide and just slide down? Because the latter one, I haven't tried that before, but it sounds scary. So probably another no-no for me. Oh, those kind. Yeah, the latter one. It looks scary. It looks really scary. I personally don't like excitement too much.
E.
E? Somebody said E. Yeah. Not a fan of height. I don't think I have a fear of height, like a phobia of height, but I don't like I don't like tall places. Like out in the open, I mean, I don't like to get dropped from or even slide from tall places. Yeah, Ivan, I know. Streams can lag a bit. Just embrace it. No, embrace it. Prepare for impact. Okay. I'm just playing my animation to check on it. Hope it didn't lag. It doesn't. It didn't seem to have lag. I don't know. If it doesn't lag, you for some nice animation. You get to see some nice animation. If it lags, sorry. Nah, not now. He's still having exam. And he's probably really frustrated with the exam, from what I've heard. Because it's a math exam. And maths are stressful. Huh. Okay. I guess because the laptop got settled down and can handle a little bit of CPU usage, I think. Nope, I'm not gonna answer that question. That's an extremely sensitive thing that I'm not gonna talk about. I know a trap when I see one. These are difficult. Where's that woman? What's that? Am I being ignorant in something? What is that? Oh. Apparently, when I search for that word from Urban Dictionary, it says it's an insult word for the Chinese Communist Party. We're not gonna talk about those. We're not gonna talk about those things. No more political stuff in here. This is a prison-free stream. Alright. Well, I know that term. I just I'm bad at 普通话. Let's say I'm bad at Mandarin. Yeah, I'm bad at Mandarin, so I don't immediately know what you're talking about. Yeah, but yeah, that word is not inherently insulting, but it is just what the internet say, I guess. Well, to be fair, Urban Dictionary can be edited by anybody, so yeah, it's still fine, I guess. But seriously, I'm not gonna talk about political stuff. Those are some sensitive territory, and I'm not prepared. to get into those. I think I hear puppies barking outside. Anyways. The first language is Cantonese. It's called Cantonese. But I start learning English very early. Like, I went to a English focused kindergarten. I think that's what they're called. Yeah. And I interact with foreign people, Western people, let's say, quite early in my age, so yeah. Actually, I think that's a good thing, that I interact with the right amount of people. Like, I have experienced those quote unquote odd things early in my life, so I'm more easily to accept those things and won't see those things as weird. Like, what I mean by odd is, like, again, with the outsider thing, I interact with foreign people early in my life. I know about different cultures, different color of skins early in my life. Even I had a kindergarten classmate who was a girl, but he acts like a boy. So I just, like, when I think about it, she acts like a boy. And I think those experiences just helped me accept the diversity in this world, I think. And not be stereotypical towards anything. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of no things that shouldn't be talked in public in Hong Kong, especially now. Well, a few years ago you can still talk about those things, but not now. For reasons that I probably can't talk about it too. But yeah, probably just stay away from those topics and talk about other things. We're talking about diversity. Let's talk about those. But even though I'm prone to, like, diversity, since my family is Catholic. Like, I grew up in a Catholic family, which is kind of like Christian, but it's part of Christianity. But yeah, anyways, there's one thing that I had to learn to accept later in my life, which is, like, probably in my high school year. And that is like the LGBT thing. I still found it odd until like high school years. Like I feel like it's an irregularity of this world, let's say, until high school. And I did research, and I think I did a paper, like high school paper. It's kind of like an essay, but for whether Hong Kong should like legalize same-sex marriage, and I think I said no. That's some black history in my part, but we're not gonna talk about that. Anyways, I learned to accept that. I actually, after high school, in that summer actually, I learned a lot of things. On Instagram, I followed an artist who's an LGBT advocate. I learned a lot from her. Them. They or her, I think, yeah. Her's still fine. Anyways, yeah. And yeah. And that makes me distant from Christianity. What an odd outcome. Demographic in Hong Kong, how homogeneous is it? Another difficult word for me. Well, I heard of that, but I don't exactly know what that means. That's the homogeneous thing, kind of like same kind. You probably mean like culture-wise, like right, like different kind of people in Hong Kong. Well, I guess I don't have the actual statistic, but I think like just from my experience, probably 40% of people in Hong Kong are from foreign countries. Oh no, hold on. 40%, no, 50% probably are from other countries, which are most like which consists of Americans, British people, little bit of Australian, I think, but mostly Asian countries. There's Indonesian, there's Philippines, Indians, some from Middle East. No, actually, there's quite a large group of Middle East citizens in Hong Kong probably because of the construction industry in Hong Kong use quite a lot of people from those countries. Yeah, that's probably that's all it is, I think. Maybe.
where did we leave off? Last time I remember it was late December, sitting out in the parking lot, taking midnight drives on the empty highway. It feels like so long ago, but like yesterday too, you know. Now we just wanna go back again, and I can't help thinking about that feeling. Here where we wanna be, different vicinity. Now it's clear we can do whatever, 'cause you're
Quality of life has been getting better or worse over time. Worse. Simple answer. Worse. Yep. Next question. Worse. For reasons that mostly consist of reasons that I cannot talk about. Yep. Worse. Well, one of the reasons that I can talk about is our chief executive, who's being an absolute female dog and not listen to anybody whatsoever, like a tyrant that she is. Who also set up policies that doesn't help anybody. In fact, it's worse than not having those policies. So, yep. Next question. Economic mobility? What is economic mobility? I know what economic and mobility means, but I don't know what economic mobility means. I'm bad at economics. Please spare me, Snail. I don't know about politics or economics. Let's say fake democracy. Democracy's a mistake. I'm just trying to be a salty old man. Or if I conspiracy theorist. Yeah. Well, technically, no one country have perfect democracy. 'Cause I don't know if this counts as like a conspiracy theory, but you don't really know how people count the votes or what is taken into account when they count the votes versus what they do with the votes. There's a lot of behind the curtain things happening. Not gonna get into that. But yeah, at least I think US is better than Hong Kong in terms of democracy. Branches of government, local, state, federal, sufficient, national, game power. Yeah, I know that, but yeah, again, that might be stepping into conspiracy territory, cause I don't know. I mean, there's no complete fairness. Yeah. Well, comparatively, it's more secure, definitely, and more trustworthy. But still, you never know when some high power is pulling strings on anything. Like, yeah, might be going to conspiracy territory again. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. Yes, US is definitely better than Hong Kong. Let's just conclude at that. Let's just say I never truly believe in something. Like, I think there's no definite definition or answer to anything. There's no absolute truth in this world, I believe. Well, I probably still believe in some conspiracy theories. Not believe, but I will at least give them a chance at the back of my head. But I will not advocate those kind of conspiracy theories. Well, again, I won't deny the possibility of that, even though the possibility is like less than 0.0001%. Again, at the back of my head, just a possibility. Yeah. Hey, that's more possible than anything. In 2015. Why 2015? Why not other years? I think I actually, yeah, I wrote an essay on the history of Illuminati when I was like year 1 in a one of the compulsory history class. And I wrote about that and I got an A. So yeah, that's one other thing about how I will do anything to achieve what I want. That's not a perfect example, but it relates to that. Because like, I hate history. History is not my forte at all. But then I found a way to write about something that I'm interested in. So at least I got a motivation to do that, and I can write about it. And it works out. What's that clapping for? For a second, I thought that's a waving emoji. I thought you're leaving. Is it gonna lag my stream? It is gonna lag my stream. Oh no. Oh no. Is it that? Okay. Is it okay? Is it okay? It's just a little animation. Calm down, computer. Okay. Oh, there's a lag warning. Jeez. Okay. Prepare for impact. It's gonna lag. Okay, it's spinning alright. Let's look at this. Let's look at my notes. Okay. The real of snail. Is Snail still here? Cause I was starting. Oh, okay. I was really starting to think that was a waving goodbye. Thank you. Thank you. I was stretching. Excuse me. Can you really see the animation though? It was lagging so much.
Oh my gosh, I love you. I'm thinking about you muffin. When I wake up, I'm thinking about you muffin. You know our love was 10 times sweeter than candy.
Okay.
10 times sweeter than cake. Thinking about you. Ding dong, trick or treat. I was knocking at your door every week, and I saw you on my fortune cookie. What a great gift, like a basket of goodies. But you were cold as an icy, and I got a little bit of a brain freeze. I can speak your language.
Let's go back again. Sorry. Let me just keep it short. Cause I just want to look at this point. No, longer. Nope. Here's shifting. Okay. Problem of flipping. Yeah. Okay. I'll fix these. Let me just make a note for myself. What else? What's with what those called? Alright. I'm gonna fix this first. Oh wait, doesn't look weird because of the perspective. Okay, that's one less thing to worry about. Let's just hear them. Okay. Perhaps I should add one more thing. Yeah, and that's flip weird too. These two frames needs to be fixed instead of adding a frame to cover it up. It's obvious. This is it. I guess that's fine. Could that be too slow? Lag warning. Major lag warning this time because it's quite long. Let's hope for the best. Hurry back. Hurry back. Hurry back. Okay. Now, this is a bit too slow. So, fast. This is slow. Perhaps this one. No. This not related to this. No. Okay. This. Let's see. Only the display seems like audio comes through clear. Oh, okay. That's great. How long do you think rendering this will take? Well, rendering is actually fast. It's only when I'm playing it in real time that it lags. Like, not even in stream. It lags even... What am I talking about? Not just the stream. It lags even in the software itself. So... yeah, that's why I thought it's the RAM being not strong enough for that. But yeah, rendering is actually fast. Like exporting this out is really fast. Oh no. This is slowing down already. Okay. How to insert keyframes so that your character movement is fluid, consistent, natural. Okay. Well, I just draw, like I just directly open up new keyframe and just draw onto it, and opening the onion skin. So this green and orange stuff is called onion skin. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, this green and orange stuff is called onion skin. It lets you see your previous frame and your next frame. So if I just draw in between, that's how the name comes from. Well, yeah, where the name comes from. It just makes it fluid, because it's just basically filling the gaps in between. Blender and video editing software I have 6-7 years. Oh yeah, because like Blender, of course, because it's like 3D software and there's a lot of things it needs to process. Video editing software, Premiere doesn't take, like Adobe Premiere Pro doesn't really take too long to render, but After Effects renders long, like it renders for a long time sometimes, because there's a lot of effects and data that it needs to process. Probably, I don't really know why After Effects renders so long, but I've heard that After Effects that takes a lot of RAM to render quickly. Yeah, but this software, because it is like 2D software, and it's like a raster. What's that name called? The format is called raster, and not. I suddenly forgot the term. What's that? And vector, yeah. Vector usually takes. Does vector take longer? I don't actually know. Anyways, there's vector and raster graphics. Raster graphics is bitmap, which is whatever you put down is what it is. But vector, it's whatever you put down, the software convert into a formula and made up a line according to the formula. I think that this doesn't really matter, but yeah, basically this is a 2D software, so rendering is not really that hard because like it's just these pictures that you draw into it. It only takes a long time when you have a lot of layers and a lot of other projects together. But yeah, basically if you just have frames and you need to render those, it's not that long. But the reason that it takes a lot of RAM because it needs to process all these pictures at once immediately, so that's why it lacks the software and your computer, because you don't have enough RAM. I think I'm not good at computer, I just know a little bit of computers. Anyways, okay. I need to add more frames here so it will look like it's slowing down. This. Here. I better finish this before the end of the stream. Half an hour left. Should be fine. Oh gosh, Ivan's lunch smells so good. I don't need those, but Ivan's not out yet. How dare he? I'm gonna eat his lunch. don't think he's out yet. You gotta wait a little longer. Why the jokes though? Why do you want him to say a joke? Smart people can't tell jokes. They're too smart for that. Okay. Take your time. Thy have returned. Thee have returned. Welcome thee. Is that Ivan that I hear? Yes, it is Ivan. How's your exam? How's your exam? Me. Hey, would you explain this word to me? What? But there's a lot of things. Hold on. There's a lot of things. Hold on. Hold on. Don't. Where is that question? I think it's this. What's a constitutional democratic republic?
What?
What is that?
A democratic republic with a constitution.
What does that mean?
I do not know what a constitution means.
I don't know the combination of these three words.
It's just a combination.
What does that mean?
A democratic country that has a constitution that limit what politicians can do.
Meaning, my brain's too small for that. Meaning? Also, joke.
You.
What's that mean? What does that mean? Okay, I'll just let you answer that question. What's your opinion on that?
It's fine. It's good. Generally aggressive. Generally a good way to rule. Generally a good system. Generally.
According to Ivan, his opinion on constitutional democratic. What's the last word? Republic is that it's fine. It's a good thing.
Generally.
It's generally a good system to rule a country. Right? Right. Okay.
Unless in certain circumstances. What?
Joke.
Oh, we have a constitution.
What do you mean we have a constitution?
Our country has a constitution, that's a joke.
Oh. Ivan said, our country have a constitution. That's the joke. Okay. That's touching on non-discussable topics, so I'm going to leave it at that. Oh yeah, Snail said you nailed it on the head. You nailed it.
Yeah, what?
I guess the definition.
It's just a combination of those three words. It's nothing.
I'm
nothing
small
new.
brain, okay.
You
I
know
know.
what those words
Me no big brain as you.
Okay.
I don't know what that accent is. Me pee pee brain. Me dum dum. Glad you like that joke, Snail. Glad you like that. Oh. Yeah. Probably YouTube filter it out and treat it as spam. But okay. Glad you like that joke. I think that's Ivan's daily limit of a joke. I don't think he knows another joke. This should be the last one. Hopefully. Otherwise, I'm gonna leave it for after lunch. Probably same old carbonara spaghetti. I mean, there's not much to choose from now, so probably same thing. And again, I don't have much demand for food as long as it keeps me alive, I guess. As long as it ease my hunger. Yeah, that's probably the correct phrase for that. Mario proof. My vitamins? What do you mean vitamins? I'm sitting right next to the window, so I guess I have a sufficient amount of vitamin C already. D? D? Oh, okay. But honestly, I've been eating less fruit lately. Just because of pure laziness.
Vitamin D's nuts.
Stop. Stop that. Stop. Don't you corrupt my stream like that, Ivan. That's the best joke you've got.
No.
I'm gonna demand more jokes from you next time.
No.
These nuts. How dare you use this joke in my stream? Vitamin A, B, C, D, and E. What do you mean by that? Yeah.
Lunch.
Okay, thank you. Ivan,
What?
you wanna read these chat? These message? Or do you want me to read it out for you?
What?
Ivan equal funny. Ivan equal epic. He liked vitamin D and knows about my country's system of government.
This country?
US.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't give very good weather reports though. Yeah. Yeah, I guess weather report is not his forte. Last lag warning. Yeah, I'll add a little more frames later. Alright. Alright. And the eyes too. So let's just wrap it up for today. Not today, but for the stream, of course. And yep. Anything you wanna say, Snail? No, I'm gonna go eat my lunch. Alright. Thank you for your compliment. And have a good evening, Snail. Go make Mario and Luigi, bro. Okay, I will do it. Thank you. Alright, I'll see you on your Friday. Alright, signing off. Straight. Go live on politics. Okay. Sure. The most I'll do is just not answer those questions. But yep. Thank you. I'll sign off now.